Hello everyone, it's Winona the Left-Handed Beater, and welcome back. If you're new, please like, subscribe, and comment if you like what you see. I'm working on the Bargain Bead Box from October, I believe it is. And it's, what is it called? A Night in the Woods. And I love this. I decided to do a dark palette. And I just think it's going to string up. My idea is to do 2 strands and hook them up to here. And then I'm not sure about the rest yet. But I know, I think I want to have this strand shorter and perhaps have this owl. And I think is it carnelian? Approximately hand-carved carnelian owl. Oh, and there's a pinch bell in here too. That's good. I didn't realize that was in there. So that's going to be good. And then I can hang it from the center. So I want this to be shorter and more delicate. And then I went into my beadle on stringing wire, and I have this 19 strand in bronze color. I like to buy the 0.18 inch or the 0.46 millimeter. I think it's a nice strong wire without being too wide. I believe, and I could be wrong because again I'm fairly new to beading, but I think anything lighter than this, I would worry that it wouldn't survive, like it would come apart. And I normally just bead right off my my roll, but I found that I had this wrapped up. I must have started something a while ago and decided not to. I didn't want to do it. And I have a wire guard on the end. I don't normally use those anymore, but it's there. So I thought, you know what, let's just start stringing. So I'm going to just start picking these up. I love this. I think I love this better than I loved even the one I did from Dee Dee's. Sorry about that. My son called and I was kind of beading while I was talking to him. I kind of forgot I was filming because it's been so long since I filmed a video where I actually was doing something. But I just thought, you know what? I'm going to try and film as much of this as I can. My fingers aren't working the greatest. These Band-Aids aren't helping. But we'll get her done. I didn't watch actually, I saw on Facebook, I think, Sarah Lovelace did a beautiful necklace with this kind of, what's it called when it's not symmetrical? But it was just gorgeous, and I thought, you know, maybe I should do that. And I might still take a part of that away, part of her idea away in this. I'm not sure yet. But I decided, I came upstairs and looked at what I had laid out, and I thought, you know, I still really like what I laid out. So I think I'll do my own thing. She's incredibly talented, though. This is gorgeous. This is just beautiful colors. Or at least I think so. And a good vibe. And I'll put a jump ring on the owl and add it to the necklace after it's all strung. And I'll probably regret saying that because sometimes it's really hard to get it on when your necklace is strung fairly tight. But that's why you see here I have this is the first half of my necklace. And then I'm adding the same bead in between. And starting the second half of my necklace. That way, when I add the owl, I can add the owl in between these 2 beads. And then I still have a symmetrical necklace. Why can't I think of the name? She had like a string, I think, of the smaller beads on one side and then links on the other. It was just gorgeous. I think it helps when you really like the beads. Like for me, it helps. If it's colors that I'm not too fond of, I often struggle. And for a while, people were pushing me to sell my jewelry. And I struggled because I didn't know what to do. I felt like I couldn't create because I wasn't creating for myself. And now that I've decided I don't really care if I sell jewelry, if I sell some, like I don't think I'm going to do any shows this Christmas, but I might next Christmas because I've been working with vinyl and heat transfer and, you know, you could only do so many things with that too. So I thought, you know, maybe I'll have a table of all my different crafts and my embroidery, my machine embroidery too. Oopsie. But that'll be next year. So in the meantime, I'm creating for myself. And if nobody else likes it, well, I just guess I have to keep it. But I do love this palette. And I'm not sure. There's lots of chain here. And I may add chain, but I wore a necklace the other day. I wore it for a couple of days. I was in the city. And my skin just tarnished the metal really badly. So I'm thinking maybe leather might be better for me, a better choice. See. And I just sat here. I was waiting for my computer to do something last night. I was uploading or editing a video for my other channel and uploading it. And I just sat here and just kind of played with the beads a bit and came up with this idea and I liked it, so. Okay, let's see what we got here. Because I've been known to kind of goof up. Okay, sorry about that. Oops, I'm just doing something on my computer. Let's close that. Sorry about that. I finished stringing this. Our house is like big, busy today. Everyone's phoning because the weather's so crappy you can't go anywhere. So that's what I've got for the bottom there. And I'm just going to put a clip on here. Because I'm not sure right now if I'm going to add to it or not. So now I'm going to start stringing this one. And I have to look at this and see. Okay, let's separate that. So I think that's long enough for what I want. But I need to decide if I'm going to hang this guy, where I'm going to hang him from. And right now I'm thinking I want this to be center. So I think I'm going to put 2 of those there. Okay. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, and we'll do one more of, oopsie. We'll do one more of this unit here. I'm caught up in the wire. Okay, one of those. One of those. And then the silver guy. Okay. So I think that's good. I'm going to start stringing. So I want my leaves to face up. So this is going to go around and up. Yeah, I think this is the right way. No, that's not the right way. This is the right way. I hope. So anyway, life's been super busy for me. I'm starting to feel a bit better, but that means I'm starting to do more. Oops, I missed a bead in there. I missed 2 beads. And I missed it on the other side too. Oh, Winona. See, that's why I said I'm known to make mistakes. And I think I'm going to put that bead in there right now. But yeah, I've been taking these sleeping pills, and although I still struggle to get into a deep sleep at night, I am sleeping better. And I tell you, it makes a world of difference to be able to sleep. So I think that one goes this way. And then there. And I think I have a good color of leather if I decide to go leather around my neck. I feel like that's all I make is like double or triple strand necklaces, and it's kind of the same old, but the beads make the difference. And then I think what I may do is with the leftover beads, I might pull in some from Kath, because I think I've got some that'll go with this, and Gina's treasure bag. I'll pull some in from there. Come on. And see what I come up with. Sorry, I didn't realize I was off camera. I hope I wasn't off camera that whole time. I have a bigger desk here now, and I find my camera, where my camera sits on behind my monitor, the camera stand, it's more in the desk, so I kind of have to lean forward more and get in that way. So we had a hoot at the retreat. Oh, I have so much fun with my friends. We were messaging the night before, and you know, we're all excited because it's been 2 years since we've had a retreat, and we're messaging, and my one friend, she says, I even shaved my legs. And you know, I really have a very sarcastic sense of humor, and I did not say a thing. Because when you, let's hope that I can get this video done without another interruption. There's so much going on. Money makes people greedy. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Sometimes I think you're better off without it. Although I do like to have it because I love to shop. Oh, I was talking about the girls and my one friend shaving her legs. So when we were setting up, I said, who's sharing your room with you? And she said, because we have to share rooms. And she told me, and I'm like, what do you guys have going on that you had to shave your legs for her? I said, you don't for your husband. So, of course, I bugged her all weekend about her shaving her legs for her roommate. She says, we're like an old married couple. And I said, yeah, you are, because what would you do without her? Because she takes such good care of it. Well, our whole group, Eunice takes such good care of us all. I am so blessed to have found that group of friends. What are the chances? I took a class, and I take very few classes on quilting and sewing, but I think I was laid off at the time from the school. They laid off all library staff, and I was a librarian. And anyway, so I took a few classes, and I met this lady. She just had breast cancer. Just had her surgery not long before that. And I met this lady, and we just clicked right away. And then I became part of their group. And I've never had a group of friends like this. You know, like, none of us really have big egos. We're there to support each other. We just get along so well. We have the same interests, except that I live farther away from them, so I don't see them as much. Sure wish I lived closer. But Lorraine moved to the lake, and I'm not that far from her, actually, only about 20-30 miles. But in the winter, like now that it's snowed and that, I don't do a lot of driving. So what a change for me. I used to drive everywhere. I love driving. I used to tell my mom, like when we go on holidays in the mountains, I would drive. And I said to her, if we're going over that cliff, I'm going to be the one taking us there. And I could drive for hours and hours. I think that's probably one of the things that's the hardest with my feet. That and not being able to just go for a walk. I can't see the hole in this. Not knowing if I can get back home after my walk. Oh, and by the way, when I was chatting with my husband, I noticed that I stopped here. I think I want to take this to this point here. So I think on both sides, I'm going to add the 2 beads on both sides. I don't know why I didn't. And I like that I've kept this a very dark colored necklace. Like we have a lot of light beads in there, but I kept this one very dark, knowing that my next piece of jewelry I can pull in from, again, stuff from Kath, because I got quite a bit of carnelian from Kath. And Gina's treasure bag. Tomorrow's my husband's birthday, so I have to finish making him a birthday card. And then I ordered a cake in town, so I'll have to go to town and pick it up. And maybe, if it's nice, we'll go to Mooseman for supper. They have a really good restaurant there. But it's 45 minutes away. So it's a little drive, especially in the winter. But hopefully the roads will be good. It's snowing quite a bit today. And my big air conditioner heater unit stopped working yesterday because it got plugged with snow. It was blowing so badly. So I have other heaters up here, but they just aren't as nice as that. They just don't put out like that one does. I don't know why I even try with these little guys. I should save them for bead weaving projects. But they're so cute. Okay, and then this one goes this way. So let's look here. Oops. So I gotta look and make sure I did it the same. Isn't that pretty? And then how is this in relationship? See, this is longer. So I've got to do something about that. So what I'm going to do is kind of put this here like that. Oops. And I'm going to cut this. I'm going to let my bead bug loose a bit. I don't really like having that there anyway. So I'm going to cut this. And I have a little jar that I put all my cut ends in. And like I said, we're going to add that little piece there. I think that might be a garnet. This might be a garnet, Hessian garnet, maybe, the little guy. I really should let you know what bags I pulled them out of, but I dump everything in here, and that's how I work. we've got that, and then we've got this one here. Okay, then I'm going to put a bead bug there. And then I'm going to, oopsie, that little guy escaped on me. That little guy escaped. Oh, there we go. Ouch. Okay. So I'm going to add Isn't it funny? I'm left-handed, but I cannot hold a bead in my left hand very well to... Well, I guess maybe that's because I'm guiding with my left hand. Okay, and let's see where that takes us. I can't do it that way. Let's do it this way. Let's lie this down here. And then we'll lie, oopsie. We'll lie this one up here. So that's going to sit up here. So that takes us to there, and then this one only takes us to there. So see, I need to make this bigger. So I think what I'll do is I'll add one of these on each side, and then I'll just build up. I want to save some of these for my bracelet. So I think I'm just going to go these three. Oh, you can't even see that. I'm going to just go this one. I almost have my tongue sticking out trying to do this. And this one. Oops. Come on. There we go. And this one. And then this one. And we'll put the bead bug there. I don't know why I make jewelry. Oh man, it's so hard using my fingers. Okay, so then this one, and then the little guy. And this is kind of how I do my jewelry. Like, I don't have a plan. I very seldom draw anything out. I just kind of have I just play with the beads until they speak to me, and then I go from there. And I like to kind of, like, if there's enough beads, what I like to do is like do my necklace, and kind of keeping in mind that I like to do bracelets. I like to make complete sets. So then I'll try to save myself some of the beads for a bracelet and earrings. And even though I didn't use these in the necklace, I think I could still get away with using them in a bracelet. So it's going to take me forever to edit this video. I've stopped and started so many times. So now you can see when I put them down, this one is longer than this one, but I still think, I still don't know if it's long enough yet. Or maybe I have to, maybe this is what I have to do. Let's add one of these to the longer necklace. And then we'll add one on this side. One of these leaves, and then we'll end with leaves. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, before I do my crimping and putting it together, and I think I may do that off camera because I am such a klutz with things like that. I struggle with my fingers, and I don't think you need to see me do that. So here's the bail. Which way does this go? This way. So I'm going to just, yeah, easier said than done, Winona. I'm going to push on that, or do I have to pull it out? No, you can push it in. Let's grab some pliers here. Okay, and then I'm gonna put it this way so that this opening is at the back of the owl. And then I'll pull this back out. And I'll slide the owl. The owl's going in between these big guys. Shouldn't have put this back together yet. Oopsie, I think I made a mess of this. Shoot, 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 shoot. Okay, I'll put the owl on. And then we'll put it on in between here. I think that should be good. Oh no. Oh no, Winona. Oh, look what happened. My bead bug came off. Oh, Winona. So then my pattern is this little guy. You know what I think I'm going to do? I am going to go off camera and finish stringing this and come back when it's time to put either the chain or some leather on. And then you don't have to watch me struggle doing my crimp beads and such. So I'll just finish restringing this. I was like, where did those beads come from? I thought I put them all down. Yeah, right. Okay, where's that hole? Well, I think I'll stop here. You don't need to see me stick my tongue out and try to get that in there. I'll be back in a flash. Okay, what I ended up doing was I strung both strands. Well, I had to add a bit to the bigger one, to the longer one, sorry. And then I strung both strands through the leaf and then used a clamshell to connect both wires inside there. And I put a little bit of glue in as well. So now I'm going to attach these to the leaves, or the feathers I should say. Man, I love this necklace. Okay, and then we'll attach this. And as I'm attaching it, I'm kind of putting that where the connection is at the back, the connection on the jump ring. So it kind of sits at the back. And, oopsie, I've also positioned my feathers so that they, oops, is that going to affect the necklace, how it hangs? I hope not. So I kind of position the feathers so one curves this way and one curves this way. It does mean one's going down and one's going up, but I would like the curve to be right more than up and down, kind of, if you get what I mean. So I've picked out some leather that I got from Exotica, and I think this is a pretty good match. And I'm not sure how much I need. I'm just going to hold this up to myself and see where it hangs. Okay, and then I want, this is how I measure. I hold it up to myself, I see how it hangs, and then I bring my hand in here and I think, oh, if I straighten that out, what would it be, 6 to 8 inches? So, but I want to make a barrel knot. So I think I'm going to cut about that much each. I have no idea. I'm just by guessing by golly here. And I'll have to reach in my drawer here. I forgot to get out my little silver tube. Oh. This is how much I pay attention to things. My tube is gold. Okay. So we'll stretch this out here. And I'll put some leather through here. I'll put my tube in here. And then I'll bring that down. And then I kind of, I'm making a mess here. I kind of bring that over and wrap towards here, towards the necklace. And do 3. And then the next one, I'll go through the tube and hope I did it right. And I pull the tube out. And now I'm just tightening. There we go. I want to get that nice and tight. I'll work on the other one. I'll bring it through here. Leave a shorter tail and put my tube in there. And then I take the longer part and I wrap. And again, I kind of switch hands. I'm not the most elegant showing this. Emma at Baby Squirrel Beading, I think she's changed her channel name to. She's really good at this. I'm not so good. So we'll wrap that first one around. And then I want, I need an extra hand here. No, let's start again. Okay, we'll lay that one in there. I'll lay the tube in there. And then I'll start with this and go around. And then I'm going to hold over here and do one. Oopsie, I let go. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to do one more. And it's probably wrong, because that probably means that this side will be bigger than the other. You'd be amazed at the things I do with these hands that it's just amazing that I can actually do it. Oh, we'll pull that out. And look, I have a heck of a mess here. But if I hold my mouth just so, get that over there. There we go. And just be patient. And this barrel knot's bigger than the other one. That seems to be what I do. Every necklace I do that. And just keep pulling until it's nice and tight. And then what I do is I just take some hypo cement and I just put the tip in and give it a little squeeze. And I put the tip in here, give it a little squeeze. And the tip in here. And I've never had any of these come up loose, except one time I cut the short one really low and it wasn't super tight. And it came out loose, but you know, that's part of learning. Okay, that should be plenty. And then I leave my necklace sit for a while before I do anything with it. I let that GS Hypo Cement dry in there, and then I'll come back in a few hours. Oopsie. And I'll decide if I need to cut any of this off, which I do. I'm sure I do. Oh yeah, I probably need to cut about that much off. And you know what I should do is I should measure that, and then I would know. But probably not. But there we are now, and I'll come back in a little bit, and we will finish off this necklace. And I'll maybe do my bracelet and earrings off camera, but show you everything completed in the next video. And I don't like the way that's jumped over there. I might have to slide this over that bead. I don't know why my fingers aren't working today. There we go. And I might have to give that a little squeeze. There is a little bit of play in this here, but I might give this a little bit of a squeeze. So that it can't jump over. And there we have our necklace, almost finished. And I did barrel knots, and look at here, this one, and then this one. I wrapped one too many with this one. But I think the more I do, the better I'll get at it. And I do like having the leather on my necklaces. It's very organic and it feels very good. So anyway, I'll come back. We'll leave this sit for a few hours. I'll maybe make my bracelet while I'm waiting and come back and we'll finish this off. Okay, I guess I'm ready. I cut my leather the size I needed. But now I don't know which pieces of leather it was that I cut, because they should be the same size. So I'm going to have to hold this up against my neck again. Yeah, I think it was these two, because they're the same size. Don't do what I do. And then I should have cut these off first, but I wanted to do that on camera. And I'm just going to leave a little bit showing. I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but that's what I do. And there we go. And then I just need to add my thing, my ends. I don't have any other ends this size or this size in this color than these, but these seem to work okay. So I'm just gonna open this. There we go. And we'll put a little bit of glue out. And I did hold it in my hands and it did come out easy. I can't remember who told me to do that. One of my subbies told me to do that, and thank you very much. Was it Maria? I can't remember. Anyway, so I'm going to put this in here. First I'll paint this. And this little brush seems to work fairly well. I got a hair here. Even though it's all glued up, but it does seem to work very well at getting that glue in there for me. And I hope to get this edited and up today because I love this necklace. Okay, I wasn't ready. Darn it. So if I fold down one side first, there we go, and take that right to the top, and then I fold down the other side. Why can't I get that folded down? There we go. Took my band-aids off today. You can see this nail is kind of grown out to where it can, and this nail I cut down as much as I could. I go in a week to get them done. I get gel nails done by a local girl, so then I don't have to drive to the city all the time, because in the winter it's difficult. You know, we get such storms like we never have before, and the roads get closed, and even if they weren't closed, I wouldn't want to saw on them. That's hard to close. But these seem to work. You get the glue in, if you get your leather right up to the top there, and it's almost the same size as the leather when it's done. And then I usually let it sit at least for a few hours before I hang my necklace up. And then I'll put that to the side. And I've got 2 pliers here I can use. And then I want to show you everything. I love this. And I actually laid out, I grabbed the stuff out of Gina's bag, her autumn bag, and put it in my tray. And I have a few ideas of at least the colors I want to put together. So that's good. And I know I make a lot of the same style of necklaces, but it's kind of what I wear. And I'm not doing this to show off my fabulous skills, because I don't have any fabulous skills. Everything I do I struggle with, but I love it. I love everything I do. Okay, so here we have this necklace, and it's backwards. Let me just hang it up here and get everything right. There we go. It was hanging backwards. So what I did is I had to take off a few of the pieces up here to get this at the right length so it wasn't hitting the bottom necklace. And I threaded them both through a leaf, both strings, and I put them in a crimp clamshell and then a jump ring and attached to that feather. And I really love this. I really, really, really love this. And why is this one hanging that way? I had the feathers go, one goes down and one goes up, and that's because I like the curvature more than I'm worrying about them being the right way, facing the right way. So then I made myself my 3-strand bracelet. And I thought I only had one leftover little carnelian from that June box. Turned out I had another one. I probably wouldn't have used this had I known that. I was trying to get rid of the one carnelian. But anyway, I made a 3-strand bracelet. And this is the toggle I used, the same toggle I used on the necklace. I have some 8mm Swarovski crystals I bought. When I first started beading, oh, that's not very good there. And Emma was doing her Swarovski hauls. I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and I went on and ordered some. And actually, these are 8mm, not 6. But I put them on a ball head pin with the leaves, and then I used the leftover beads to make that one. And I ended up using those little, what are they called? They're a rondelle. Oh, no, I think they're not a rondelle, they're a barrel, I think. No, that's too big. 6 by 5mm crystal faceted lantern beads, slate and dark vitriol. I used those in the bracelet. And my leftovers. Then I did myself a pair of earrings. I love this. I love, love, love this set. Have I told you that? Oh, my earrings are stuck together. I cover everything because at night if the cat gets on it, she makes a mess. So again, I have one earring going up and one earring going down because I like the curvature. And then I just made some little pieces with the leftover beads and used them all up. So I used, ta-da! I used all the Hessonite garnet rounds. I used all of the feather links. I used all of the tiger eye, all of the garnet, all of the lantern beads. I used all of the leaf spacer beads. I have one owl charm left. I put one of these owl charms on here because I really like that owl charm. I used the owl pendant. I used all of the crystal faceted twisted beads in light topaz luster. I used all of the faceted carnelian rounds. I used all of the English cut carnelian rounds. And I used the 22mm hand carved carnelian owl with the pinch bail. And I also added my own pinch bail to the owl at the bottom. So I think I did pretty good. I've got some beads left. And I think I'll pull it out and show you. My tray is full here. I emptied out Gina's box. And as I was doing it, I thought, oh my goodness, look at these, and these, and these, and these, and these. And I can pull some of these in. So I think I'm gonna do another video on it, so I'm not even gonna get going with that. But anyway, and I put the chain together. So I think I did very well, and we'll keep working on this, and then I'll use some of Gina's and then see what I get, and then I'm going to dig into some stuff from Kath and pull it together and see if I can use up all these autumn beads. Absolutely loved it. If I knew who runs Bargain Beads, I would say their name and I would say thank you for such a wonderful bead box. I think this is one of my all-time favorites. I love it. I just, oh... I can't say it enough. Anyway, I have a lot of editing to do because our house was crazy yesterday. I'm normally the only person that phones me. I have a couple of friends and maybe my son will call. I phone my mom. But yesterday the phone was ringing left and right, and Dave kept coming upstairs, and it's his birthday today, by the way, and I did get a card done for him. Oh, just hold on. I'm just going to go grab it and show it to you. This is on my other channel. I did a video of me making this card. And we have beef cattle. We don't have dairy cattle. And this stamp set is more for dairy cattle. But I tried to color this in as a Simmental the best I could. And then this is a chop bucket. It's not a milk bucket. It's a chop bucket. And chop is, well, for us, chop is ground up oats. And the cows love it. So, yeah, there's his birthday card. It needs to sit for a while. These things need to dry and get hard before I can, otherwise I'll wreck it. But anyway, so that's life here. I wish you lots of luck, love, and happiness until we meet again. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.